In today's video, I will be talking about the country of Switzerland, which is located in the continent of Europe. So, buckle up and let's go. Switzerland is a country situated at the confluence of Western, Central, and Southern Europe. It is a federal republic composed of 26 cantons, with federal authorities based in Bern. Switzerland is a landlocked country bordered by Italy to the south, France to the west, Germany to the north, and Austria and Liechtenstein to the east. It is geographically divided among the Swiss Plateau, the Alps, and the Jura. Switzerland is home to numerous lakes, villages and the high peaks of the Alps. Its cities contain medieval quarters, with landmarks like capital Bern's Zeitglocke Clock Tower. The country is also known for its ski resorts and hiking trails. Banking and finance are key industries, and Swiss watches and chocolate are world-renowned. While the Alps occupy the greater part of the territory, the Swiss population of approximately 8.5 million is concentrated mostly on the plateau, where the largest cities and economic centers are located, among them Zurich, Geneva and Basel. These cities are home to several offices of international organizations such as the headquarters of FIFA, the UN's second-largest office, and the main building of the Bank for International Settlements. The main international airports of Switzerland are also located in these cities. Switzerland covers a total area of 41,285 square kilometers, has a population of approximately 8.57 million. As at December 2020, Switzerland has a very high nominal GDP per capita of $86,673 or $67,557 GDP per capita if measured by purchasing power parity. Is life in Switzerland good? In general, life in Switzerland is better than US, for example, and here's why. Switzerland has a higher standard of living. Swiss cities, houses and food are all top quality. Crime is very low, so you'd feel pretty safe roaming around in the middle of night all alone. Also, the country has higher pay and lower taxes. Swiss wages are pretty high. When and how did Switzerland become so rich? The main reason is the banking system. Swiss banking system gave this confederation several funds, which were invested in a perfect way by the state, thus developing the economy, education, health care system and everything a livable country needs. What is Switzerland famous for? Switzerland is a beautiful, tourist-attracting country. While it is most famous for its ski resorts during the winter, it is beautiful all year round. Skiing in Switzerland should be on everyone's bucket list. The Alpine mountains stretch across the Balkans to France, making Switzerland the perfect skiing destination. One of the questions people often ask about Switzerland is, do they speak English? While the majority of Swiss speak one of the four national languages, which are German, French, Italian and Romansh, the number of Swiss people currently using foreign languages, especially English, continues to rise. Of all the foreign languages spoken in Switzerland, English is by far the most dominant and could soon become the main foreign language taught in schools in many cantons. The following are the top attractions in Switzerland that every tourist must visit. 1. Take a walk through the charming picturesque old town of Zurich. Zurich's historic section features cobblestone streets, a variety of small stores and restaurants and many of the city's most significant religious landmarks. The Old Town is a good place for a lazy walk, great food joints, amazing shopping locations, small restaurants and bar along the river Limit, either side of the Zurich-Storchen ferry point, offer great feel-like food and drink in Venice. An evening ferry on the river Limit is a must, to witness the lights in the Old Town. It is like walking back in time, but even better, like a perfect movie set where every building is perfectly positioned and specially preserved, where every street is clean and well maintained, where every tree and street lights are in tune with the buildings and overall everything around is in pristine condition. You can walk around everywhere. It is very well organized and easy to navigate. The traditional trams are very charming and worth the ride. The bicycles are good solutions as you in a hurry. Google Map works perfectly. There are many hot spots and free Wi-Fi zones too. 2. Explore the Lake Zurich. The Lake Zurich is a lake in Switzerland, extending southeast of the city of Zurich. Depending on the context, Lake Zurich or Zürichsee can be used to describe the lake as a whole, or just that part of the lake downstream of the Seedam at Rapperswil, whilst the part upstream of Rapperswil may be called the Obersee or Upper Lake. The Lake of Zurich is spectacular. Visiting it is wonderful and totally free. You can walk around, bring your sandwich, have a picnic, take a boat ride, sail, swim, or simply sit on a bench and watch every detail: the stunning scenery, the combination of the mountains, the green trees and the peaceful blue waters of the lake, and colors, the cyclists, the joggers, the families and the lonely ones, the old and the young. 3. Fine Arts Museum Basel, Kunstmuseum. The Kunstmuseum Basel is home to one of the largest and oldest public museum collections in Europe, with works from the early 15th century to the present. It houses the largest and most significant public art collection in Switzerland, and is listed as a heritage site of national significance. Its lineage extends back to the Amerbach Cabinet, a collection of works by Hans Holbein purchased by the city of Basel and the University of Basel in 1661, which made it the first municipally owned and therefore open to the public museum in the world. Its collection is distinguished by an impressively wide historic span, from the early 15th century up to the immediate present. Its various areas of emphasis give it international standing as one of the most significant museums of its kind. These encompass paintings and drawings by artists active in the Upper Rhine region between 1400 and 1600, and on the art of the 19th to 21st centuries. Excellent collection, especially modern art, Chagall, Kandinsky, Klee. Some old master paintings are absolutely must-see. 4. The Matterhorn. The Matterhorn is a mountain of the Alps, straddling the main watershed and border between Switzerland and Italy. It is a large, near-symmetric pyramidal peak in the extended Monte Rosa area of the Pennine Alps, whose summit is 4,478 meters high, making it one of the highest summits in the Alps and Europe. This imposing mountain towers 14,700 feet on the Swiss-Italian border. The most beautiful scene of Matterhorn can be witnessed on winter, with blue sky on top and snow adorns around. This is a unique, iconic mountain. You must see it if you have the chance. Let the mountain challenge your perceptions with its rugged lines and angles. Watch how the light plays off its face, see how it affects the weather. You will always remember seeing this mountain. 5. The Olympic Museum Lausanne. The Olympic Museum in Lausanne, Switzerland houses permanent and temporary exhibits relating to sport and the Olympic movement. With more than 10,000 artifacts, the museum is the largest archive of Olympic Games in the world, and one of Lausanne's prime tourist site draws, attracting more than 250,000 visitors each year. The Olympic Museum and the Olympic Park, sculpture garden between the museum and Lake Léman, are located at Ouchy, south of Lausanne. The headquarters of the International Olympic Committee (IOC) are located at Witte, to the west of Ouchy. Would you like to relive great Olympic moments? Feel the pulse of the champions? The world of the Games with its many facets will open up to you. The museum has 3,000 square meters of exhibition space, over 1,500 exhibits, 150 screens and great passion, combining to create the ultimate experience and give you some great stories to tell. This is an amazing museum that shows the Olympic spirit. I would recommend a visit if you're in the area. Its content is adapted for adults and children, which isn't always the case in many Swiss museums. The museum is set in beautiful gardens, and you can enjoy a coffee with a 180 degrees view of the lake in their museum coffee shop. 6. The Old City of Bern. The Old City of Bern is the medieval city center of Bern, Switzerland. Built on a narrow hill surrounded on three sides by the river Aar, its compact layout has remained essentially unchanged since its construction during the 12th to the 15th century. Despite a major fire in 1405, after which much of the city was rebuilt in sandstone, and substantial construction efforts in the 18th century, Bern's Old City has retained its medieval character. The Old City is home to Switzerland's tallest minster, as well as other churches, bridges and a large collection of Renaissance fountains. In addition to many historical buildings, the seats of the federal, cantonal and municipal government are also situated in the Old City. It has been designated as a UNESCO Cultural World Heritage Site since 1983. Everything could be seen on foot, including the clock tower, Einstein House, walk by the river, Rose Garden, beautiful scenery, accessible coffee shops and restaurants, friendly people. 7. Freddie Mercury statue. Freddie Mercury was a British singer, songwriter, record producer, and lead vocalist of the rock band Queen. Regarded as one of the greatest singers in the history of rock music, he was known for his flamboyant stage persona and 4-octave vocal range. Freddie Mercury, original name Farouk Bulsara, was born on September 5, 1946, at Stone Town, Zanzibar in Tanzania, and died November 24, 1991 in London, England. He was a British rock singer and songwriter whose flamboyant showmanship and powerfully agile vocals, most famously for the band Queen, made him one of rock's most dynamic frontmen. In 1978, the singer came to the Montreux Jazz Festival to record the album Jazz with Queen. He fell in love with Montreux and Lake Geneva and decided to settle there. In 1996, 5 years after his death, a bronze statue was unveiled on the lakeshore. Having become a real place of pilgrimage for all his fans, the statue of Freddie Mercury is now an essential figure in the city of Montreux. 8. The Grindelwald First. Grindelwald First is a minor summit on the slopes of the Schwarzhorn in the Bernese Oberland. It is mostly known as a cable car station above Grindelwald and as a popular hiking area with the Bekalpsee in proximity. It is also the destination of the classic hike, Scheinige Platt Foulhorn First. The key element of the first aerial cableway is the cableway with 6-seater gondolas traveling from Grindelwald up to First via Bort and Schreckfeld. The gondola cableway has a capacity of up to 1,200 persons. Aside from the gondola cableway, First Bahn AG also has 3 chairlifts and 2 ski lifts. Easy to arrive from Zurich HBF to Grindelwald's First. It's a stunning experience. And the view is absolutely beautiful. You can hike part of the tour and drive with the cable car. On your hike, you will see nature, cows and beautiful mountains. 9. Basel's Old Town. Basel is a city in northwestern Switzerland on the River Rhine. Basel is Switzerland's third most populous city after Zurich and Geneva, with about 180,000 inhabitants. The official language of Basel is the Swiss variety of Standard German, but the main spoken language is the local Basel German dialect. Basel is commonly considered to be the cultural capital of Switzerland. The city is famous for its many museums. Basel's Old Town is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in the city. It is a place where you can see buildings from the 15th century as well as contemporary structures. The architectural diversity of this well-preserved historical area is stunning, as are the shopping opportunities. On the left bank of the Rhine is Grossbasel, which encompasses the Old Town and many mainstream shops. Which takes in Klein Basel Old Town and a number of small independent shops. One way to get across the river to explore both these areas is to walk on Mittler Bruck, one of the oldest and longest Rhine crossings. This is a fantastic old-style architecture town. You will feel as if you are in a fairy tale, decorated buildings, mystical atmosphere. 10. Zoo Basel. Zoo Basel is a non-profit zoo in the city of Basel, Switzerland. Its official name in English is Basel Zoological Garden. Basel residents affectionately call it Zoli. Its main entrance is just outside Basel's downtown strip of Steinen and extends in the Bersig stream valley to Basel's city border with Binningen, Basel country. Zoo Basel is Switzerland's oldest zoo, built in 1874, and largest zoo by number of animals. With over 1.8 million visitors per year, it is the most visited tourist attraction in Switzerland with an entrance fee. Zoo Basel was ranked as one of the 15 best zoos in the world by Forbes Traveler in 2008 and in 2009 as the 7th best in Europe. This is a very nice zoo. It is clean and well kept, with a nice aquarium. Open 7 days a week. Lots of animals have little ones. Kids love it. 11. Rhine Fair. Take a trip across the Rhine in style and comfort on one of the 4 ferries that connect Klein Basel with Grossbasel. Between Basel's 5 bridges across the Rhine you will find the city's 4 ferries, Wild Maw, Loo, Vogelgriff, and Welly, with which you can cross the Rhine without motorized assistance, using only the natural power of the river's current. It is not only tourists that are thrilled by this mode of transport, but the inhabitants of the city also regularly use this means of transport around the city. The ferry is the most beautiful and it gives you a different perspective to see Basel. 12. Visit the Galleria Baumgardner Children's Museum. Here you will be immersed in the history of international railways, with model trains and toys from earlier times. You will discover rare pieces not available anywhere else in the world. This is a mecca for model train enthusiasts, with a huge number of static exhibits and a number of running layouts. Easy to reach, only about 100 yards from Mendrisio station. There is an entrance fee. There is also a shop with Marklin rolling stock and a very small corner for drinks and snacks. 13. Lake St. Moritz. Lake St. Moritz is a lake at St. Moritz, Switzerland. With a surface of 0.78 square kilometers. Every January or early February, polo matches are held on the lake. Compared to polo played in the summer, a slightly larger and lighter red ball is used that is easily visible in the snow. For 3 weekends every February, horse races are held on the frozen lake. These races, called white turf, have been held since 1907 and brings the wealthy tourists to the lake for champagne and betting, a must-see and walk in St. Moritz. Beautiful and calm, surrounded by mountains, alongside the lake you can see all the city has to offer: natural beauty, amazing buildings, churches, and in summer many boats. Walk around and load your memory with the beauty of the place. 14. Muadas Maragall. Muadas Maragall is a location on the southern slopes of the Blaise da Muadas in Switzerland, a summit at the western end of the range descending from Piz Vidre, in the Swiss canton of Graubünden. It overlooks the Engadin, between the towns of Samuiden, St. Moritz and Pontresina. The mountain is within the municipality of Samuiden. If you want to see St. Moritz and the whole valley from 2,400 meters, that's the place you are searching for. It doesn't matter if it's winter or summer, here you will find always something to do. In summer you can hike up to the Outlook Point and restaurant, hotel, or take the Bergbahn anytime. Both worth it. In winter take a toboggan at the bottom and slide down on the way back. Lifetime experience with a fascinating view. 15. Lake Lugano. Lake Lugano is a glacial lake which is situated on the border between southern Switzerland and northern Italy. The lake, named after the city of Lugano, is situated between Lake Como and Lago Maggiore. It was cited for the first time by Gregory of Tours in 590 with the name Cericio, a name which is said to have derived from the Latin word cerasus, meaning cherry, and refers to the abundance of cherry trees which at one time adorned the shores of the lake. Lake Lugano offers many attractions, especially in summer time, where you can enjoy the water, relatively warm, and all the various water activities such as paddle boats, take a cruise around the lake, or snorkeling. I will conclude by saying that Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Once you have seen the gorgeous lakes, stunning scenery, and lovely cities and town, I am sure you will agree with me. I will however add that Switzerland is rated the most expensive country in the world to visit, with Geneva and Zurich being 2 of the 10 most expensive cities to live in, and because visiting Switzerland is so expensive, it's easy to see why so many people skip over the country and wait until they are older and hopefully wealthier. Past travelers have spent, on average, $45 on meals for one day and $19 on local transportation. Also, the average hotel price in Switzerland for a couple is $285. So, a trip to Switzerland for 2 people for 1 week costs on $3,083. So, this was all about the country of Switzerland, in Europe. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know by subscribing to this channel and pressing the bell icon. Thank you, and see you next time with another video. Bye.